2. Welcome back to WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. It's been a little while since I've gotten together with my pal Brian Sanderoff from Curio. I got the O on here. Brian, I got to be honest, man. I've had the hat so long, and my cat's hair has been stuck to it. So I got it out. I got it all cleaned up here in the O and Curio. But you still owe me a new Lamar jersey Curio thing that you have over there. And I know you got some purple fever right now. We haven't talked football in 6 weeks, man.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, we do have purple fever going on. Just a quick mention. So we have those purple shirts, and I do have the right size for you here, and it's been sitting at my desk for a while. But if people come in, so on Fridays throughout the season, we always have specials. We got some special discounts on anything that's purple, so Purple Punch, Purple Pipes, whatever. But also if people come in wearing their Purple Friday shirt, their Curio Purple Friday shirt, they get additional discount off of everything that they buy. So we encourage people to come get it, support the team, and help themselves as well.
Now, it's been a couple weeks since we got together, and I know the last time we got together, the vaping thing was really on the front end of being on the news. And I have noticed over the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks since we got together, I don't think there's been a day where there's not something about messaging, a lot of it related to Joel and other things. But the vaping thing, you're hearing it every day, right? Literally.
Oh, yeah, and it's a difficult issue to really understand, Nestor, because the truth is that we don't have a lot of information, and sometimes what you see reported in the papers is just, inflammatory or not accurate about what's really happening. As it turns out, my girlfriend is a pulmonologist and is also, a cannabis provider, and is really watching the story as it unfolds. And we, as a dispensary, we want to be responsible. Obviously, the thing that comes first is patient safety. And the Maryland Department of Health and the Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission have, gotten together and said that basically we should be encouraging people not to vape, not to use vapes until we know more. All of that being said, I think it's also important to note that of the 28 cases of severe, lung injury from vaping in Maryland, none of them have been related to vapes that have come from a dispensary, that have been part of the, legal market, or that have been actual patients. And so we want people to be careful, and the truth is that there are a ton of alternatives. And so people can use capsules or tablets or tinctures or gummies, all sorts of different ways to use this medicine. If inhaling the medicine is the way to go, and there are certain advantages to that, including how quickly somebody feels an effect. So if someone is in pain or getting in a panic attack or has a problem falling asleep, sometimes that inhaling is just the best option for people. And what people can do is inhale vaped dry herbs. So, there are implements that we have here. There's one that's called a Volcano. There's one that's called the Crafty. And these are implements to vaporize dry herb. And so it makes it healthier. You're not burning an organic matter. And it's, again, then taking advantage of the medicine to its fullest extent. And so our staff here is very well trained to help people understand how to do that. One of the classes that we teach is how to vaporize dry herb. And that is a really good alternative if people are concerned about the whole vaping thing.
I went up to the Curio Wellness calendar here, and we're going to get some football in here before it's all over. Maybe it's some Nationals in here, too. We'll hate on them a little bit because that's fun during the World Series for us, unless they're playing the Yankees, and then I'm not going to watch. Maybe if the Astros are in and can clinch, I'll get a game on with my poi next week. But I'm staying out of it. Your calendar has started to really fill up, and my favorite 4-letter word. You know what that is, right? Yoga. And I know you're doing a lot of yoga at your place. And one of the things about Curio, people say, "Well, I drive by at York Road it's cannabis dispensary, but." You can walk in the front door. There's a classroom. There's nothing in the front other than herbal supplements and different things you can see. There's a spa in the back and massage. But you also have yoga going on, too. So I look down at the calendar, and I think everything you guys dreamed up at Curio, because you're such a new company. You're sort of not in your infancy, but certainly in your, in the early childhood for all of this with cannabis dispensaries.
Yeah.
But what you're going to be, you've always said to me your place is going to be different. And I start to see the calendar load up here. You're really doing things differently than maybe other places in the area.
We are, so we're curious. We're Curio Wellness, and we really take that wellness part very seriously. And so we see cannabis as one of the tools in the toolbox to being well. And there are a ton of other tools. And one of the foundation of a holistic approach to health is education. And so we're big on teaching. As you said, our schedule for the rest of the year is really filling up. And so we teach all sorts of classes. Once a month, we do Medical Cannabis 101. That's usually the third Wednesday of every month, absolutely free. And
well, Wednesdays are your big night, right? Wednesday, you have something every Wednesday night.
Yeah, pretty much every Wednesday. We're teaching a cooking class. We're teaching a class on sort of the spiritual connection between cannabis and man. We're teaching a class on vaping, as I talked about, vaping dry herb. I'm also going to do a class on the Curio Essentials, which are the 6 supplements that everybody should be on to age more gracefully. It's sort of the foundation of this class.
What? When's that? Hold on. I turned 51 this week. It's time for me to start to age gracefully. Believe me. I mean, I've done it the other way.
It is. Well, you've aged pretty gracefully. But, yeah, I mean, one of the things that I've noticed throughout my career is that us baby boomers, we've seen the way our parents aged and the result of how they've lived their lives, basically how they've, bathed their genes and their experiences, and we want something completely different for us. And so that's where these 6 very essential nutrients come up. And so we've created this whole program, and I'm going to teach a class about it so we can talk about those 6 supplements that everybody should be on to be able to age more gracefully. It really is that simple. And so the class work that we do isn't just about cannabis. It's about health and wellness. Our acupuncturist once a quarter does a class about the transition from one season to another. So it's really a very fulsome calendar of classes that we teach here that hopefully everybody can find useful.
He is Brian Sanderoff. He's at a Curio Wellness. I've got the O on the hat. I'll be wearing the purple shirt. We did an event last month at a Curio. Your wellness night is Wednesday, the 6th of November. I'm penning that into my calendar here because I'd like to hear more about those supplements. And I want to talk a little football with you because we haven't had an opportunity to do that. We're going out to Seattle. I think when you and I got together, we were 1-0. It was maybe after Miami or Arizona, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This has turned into a fun season, right? And I'm still weirded out that nobody's going to the games and that seats are empty and all that stuff at home. I know the New England game's $200 a ticket, and I'm sure there'll be Patriots fans and all of that demands up. But this is sort of a key game, right? Like how you're going to feel for 2 weeks is going to be, man, they went out to Seattle and won, and you're like, hey, look at them. Or you're going to be like, they went out. Russell Wilson's the best quarterback in the league and not feeling good. Here comes Tom Brady, and oh my God, we're going to be 4-4, right? So this is that week where you look at it and I'll tell you what, Eric DeCosta in the middle of the night on Tuesday, we had Bradley Bozeman up at Greenmount Station on Tuesday talking to a player about a trade that the team made that day. I don't think I've ever done that in my career because we don't make trades in the NFL, but we made a trade for a really good cornerback. They're not afraid of what they are, and it feels like they're going to play a game in January. It really does.
It really does feel that way. I mean, I was thinking about it this morning, and 4-2 right now is probably the best that we could have hoped for. I don't think that we would have seen, losing in Cleveland at home. Probably the game in Pittsburgh would have been the one that would have been on the bubble there. And if we can, pull this off in Seattle and play our best and being 5-2 going into the break would be unbelievable, I think, and would really set us up for a great run. It just seems like you're right. We're going to be playing in January. It is exciting football to me, seeing out one of our players set all-time NFL records. Actually, 2 players in the last game, right? What Lamar did and also what Tucker did. Just great stuff. And, it confounds me that we're seeing empty seats in the stadium, and I think that's just sort of a reflection of how people are feeling about the NFL in general. When we played in Pittsburgh,
I think it's live sports. I mean, the Nationals, Brian, I don't like the Nationals at all, right? And I got a Dodger hat, my friend Janet Marie, and I like Dodger Stadium, whatever. It was $25 to go down there to see a game a week and a half ago on an 82-degree night where I had no plans. And I said to my wife, like, I don't know why you know what I mean? Like, I like baseball enough, and I like the area down there and getting a beer. It was a nice enough night. I didn't have the energy to do it, but it was $25. Even this week, the NLCS games it was $80 or $90, and I'm like, the Nationals have not built the kind of fan base that like everybody's running and everybody's crying. I mean, I got some people that are into it. Most of the people that are into the Nationals are people your age and my age that were into the Orioles that sort of adopted them when they were 40 because they live in Laurel or they hate Angelos, or I wanted to adopt them. And they were such jerks to me that over 15 years, I mean, I don't hate them, but I can learn this week. You know, it's not going to take long to equate the Redskins with them, and especially how I was traded. Not that I'm going to be rooting for the Yankees next week, but I might put on games if it's the Astros and start to treat them like the Redskins. I mean, we shouldn't like them. What good has happened to the Orioles or to Baltimore because the Nationals exist? Nothing. Angelos has gotten enriched. Our cable bill's gone up. And now we're going to watch them play in the World Series while we lost 108 games. I mean, it should be an affront if you're a Baltimore fan.
Yeah, but all that should lend itself to more people going to the Ravens games. And seeing those purple seats empty in the stadium is driving me nuts. I just think that sort of the bubble is about to burst, and the reality check on how much it costs to go to games just generally in sports, I just think that, there's going to be an adjustment, just like there was an adjustment in the housing, industry 15 years ago or whatever.
Here's Brian Sanderoff. I want to make sure I get everything in here. Curio Wellness. Tell me how to find you and get out and visit with you on these Wednesday nights. But it is, it's a very non-imposing environment. And, I've been in your place plenty of times, and it's amazing the crosswalk of life and the questions that are asked by the people. Because people don't have... If there's any experience with cannabis, even if you have previous experience, the education part of where we are in 2019, it's there and it's readily available in your neighborhood, in Timonium, to get expert help. And I think that's really the larger message here about what's going on with vaping and cannabis and health.
Yeah, no question about it. And when we set up our place, we wanted it to be not intimidating to the soccer moms of the world and the grandmothers. Those are the ones that, make most of the health decisions for the families. And so when you walk into Curio Wellness, you feel comfortable. It's not imposing. And the whole cannabis thing, if you're not comfortable with that, is not in your face, that's for sure. And so we're at 2060 York Road. We're just south of Timonium Road, right across from the Nautilus Diner. CurioWellness.com is the website. You can go there. You can check out the dispensary and check out our menu online if you're a patient, but also check out our schedule of classes and, come hang out with us. That's what we'd like.
Hey, appreciate you, and we'll get together again in a couple weeks when we're back from the bye. Hopefully, 5 and 2. I don't know. We're going to find out, but it'll be an interesting game on Sunday out in Seattle. I will see you on the other side, all right?
That sounds good. Thanks, Ness.
Brian Sanderoff, Curio Wellness. Find him out at CurioWellness.com for all of your cannabis information. If you have a card, want to get more information, spa, massage, yoga, vitamins, holistic wellness, the kinds of supplements you want, all of that available at Curio Wellness. You can find me out in the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn radio app. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, headed to Seattle. Luke's on the playing fields of Owings Mills. If there's any breaking news, you'll get that first on the WNST text service. That's all brought to you by Coons Ford of Security Boulevard, including the Marcus Peters trade, right? So you never know when news is going to happen. The Orioles might even make some. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and a full, steady diet of Baltimore positive next week. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.